Startup visa versus HSM permit. 1 year of residency or 5. The comparison most non-EU founders don't see until it's too late. If you're researching the Netherlands startup visa, that's the right instinct. It's a real path. It works for a specific situation, and it's one of the main routes for non-EU business owners moving to the Netherlands. But there is a comparison most people doing this research never see, and it changes the math significantly. The startup visa gives you 1 year of residency followed by a conversion process that a lot of people fail. There is another route that gives you 5 years with no conversion required before you commit to either. This video is the comparison. I've been working in Netherlands immigration and business setup for many years. I see both routes regularly, the startup visa cases and the HSM cases, and I see the same pattern. People arrive at the comparison late, not because they didn't do research, because the comparison isn't what comes up when you search. By the end of this video, you will understand what each route is, where the risk is in each, and which one fits your situation. What a startup visa actually is. The startup visa is designed for people who want to build a new business in the Netherlands. A new business, not an existing one you're relocating. To get it, you work with a government-approved facilitator, an organization that the RVO has vetted. Your business plan goes through the facilitator to the RVO for scoring. The RVO evaluates, is this business genuinely innovative? Is it knowledge intensive? Does it create value for the Dutch economy specifically? If the RVO approves, your application goes to the IND. They process it. The IND states a 90-day target. In practice, 4 to 6 months. During that entire waiting period, you cannot work in Netherlands. If the IND approves, you get your startup visa, 1 year. During that year, you build your business. You work with your facilitator, and you're supposed to be building towards something. Because at the end of year 1, the startup visa doesn't automatically extend. The year-end conversion. This is the part most guides skip, and it's the most important part. At the end of your startup year, you don't get to stay automatically. You have to apply for a different permit, the self-employed permit, zelfstandige verblijfsvergunning. It's a separate application with separate requirements and a separate scoring threshold. The RVO evaluates your business again, but this time against the 95-point self-employed permit criteria. They want to see what has this business actually done in the Netherlands during year 1. Dutch clients, Dutch revenue, Dutch market impact, documented. If you score 95 points, you get the self-employed permit, usually 2 years initially, then renewable. If you don't get to stay. The year-end conversion is where a significant portion of startup visa stories end. People who built a real business during year 1 but didn't track the right evidence or couldn't document Dutch market impact at the level of the RVO needed. The startup visa got them in the door. The conversion process didn't let them stay. The acceptance rate for the startup visa application itself across all entrepreneur visa types is around 13%, so 1-3. The year-end conversion is a second gate. On top of that, first 13%. What HSM via own BV actually is. The alternative is the highly skilled migrant permit via your own Dutch BV. Here is a structure. You form a Dutch BV, a besloten vennootschap, the standard Dutch private limited company. The BV applies for recognized sponsor status, an IND registration that allows it to hire highly skilled migrants. Once your BV is a recognized sponsor, it employs you. You become your own employee. As an employee of a recognized Dutch employer earning above the IND salary threshold, €5,688 per month for age 30 and above in 2025. You qualify for the highly skilled migrant permit. The permit runs for up to 5 years. No year-end conversion, no second application at month 12. The same permit is valid for the full 5 years. From day 1 of your permit, you have full Dutch employment rights. You can work, operate your business, take on clients. There is no waiting period where you're resident but can't work. And the acceptance rate is 98% in our client caseload. Not because of anything special above how we apply, but because the question the HSM route answers is more controllable. The startup visa asks, is your business innovative enough for the RVO? The HSM route asks, are you a skilled employee earning above the salary threshold? That's a more predictable question to answer. The comparison. Let me put these side by side. Permit duration, startup visa, 1 year. HSM via own BV up to 5 years, typically the full 5. Year-end action. Startup visa, you must apply for the self-employed permit, separate RVO scoring at 9 points, separate fee. HSM, none. The same permit is valid through year 5. Work during application. Startup visa only for your approved business and only after your permit is granted. You cannot work during the 4 to 6 months IND processing period. HSM, full Dutch employment from day 1 of your permit. Permit basis. Startup visa, Your business case evaluated by the RVO, HSM, your employment relationship with a recognized Dutch employer, you and your company. Acceptance rate. Startup visa around across all entrepreneur visa types, HSM in our caseload 98%. Year-end conversion risk. Startup visa high. This is where most people lose residency. If you can't demonstrate 95 RVO points from year one activity, you can't stay. HSM. Negligible. No conversion required. Startup visa. Your family's dependent permits are tied to your 1 year status. HSM. Dependent permits tied to the 5 year status. Path to permanent residence. Startup visa. Year one startup, then multiple self-employed permit renewals. Each one a re-evaluation, each one a risk. HSM. 5 continuous years. Then you apply for permanent residence at year 5, 1 clean track. Who each route is actually for. The startup visa is the right route if you're building something genuinely new for the Dutch market. You don't have an established business to bring with you, you're ready for a facilitator relationship and a year of documented business building. And you understand the year-end conversion and are planning for it from day one. HSM via your own BV is the right route. If you have an existing business or revenue base, you want stable residency for 5 years, without a reevaluation at month 12, and you have prepared to structure your Dutch company properly, including the DGA salary requirement. Most of the people I see researching the startup visa fall into the second category. They have an established business. They are not building something new. The startup visa isn't the right tool for them, but it is the one that came up in their research. All right, 3 things to take away. 1. The startup visa gives you 1 year followed by a year-end conversion process that has its own scoring requirement. Getting in for a year doesn't mean getting to stay. 2. HSM via your own BV gives you up to 5 year full employment rights from day one, no year-end conversion, and a 98% acceptance rate in our caseload. 3. Which route is right depends on what you're bringing with you. An existing business goes the HSM route. A genuinely new Dutch startup goes the startup visa route. The question is honest about your situation. If you haven't worked out yet which visa route applies to your nationality and business type, I made a video that maps all 5 routes and gives you a clear framework for identifying which one is yours. It's on the channel. And if you want the full end-to-end timeline, how long the process actually takes month by month, I will link that one here when it's up. Subscribe for 1 video a week on Netherlands immigration and business setup for non-EU entrepreneurs. See you there.